Okay. Well, I think you already told us about your stance on illegal immigration. You support the new Arizona immigration law, or what do you think of it?
I think it's great what they're doing. It's an enforcement act that Arizona put together, and I think they have every right to do it. If the federal government won't do the job, then the states have to step in. So,
And you don't support amnesty in any form?
no, zero tolerance.
Good. Do you support a full audit of the Federal Reserve and/or its elimination?
Both. And let me explain, okay? I definitely want to abolish the Federal Reserve Act. But as an engineer, you have to look at it from a pragmatic point of view. You have to know where you are before you can do anything, okay? And we need a full analysis of where these traders have put us, okay? I mean, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of a nicer word name, but I can't. We need to go in there and audit. We need to abolish the Fed. And we need to put the people like Bernanke and all in chains. I'm sorry, these people are traitors. So, is that kind of close enough?
That's good enough. Like one of those red flag guys that they...
Well, there's some very interesting ways that this can be done. And, looking at gold, I believe in a gold standard. And if states and people, if a state would, and I think on this movie here it talks about it a little bit, that if you pay the state in gold and the state pays you in gold, and that gets circulating around, pretty soon you're not dealing with the Federal Reserve note anymore. You're dealing within the state and you're dealing within gold. And if another state starts doing this, then they start getting rid of their Federal Reserve note. Okay? These people are criminals. I mean, they counterfeit money and they steal through inflation. And how many of the board members are United States citizens? Anybody?
We don't even know who they are, right?
2. The rest are European. 2 out of 10.
Ours?
On the board of the Federal Reserve.
Correct.
Not ours, the Federal Reserve. Okay? These people are traitors.
It doesn't say U.S. money, it says U.S. Federal Reserve money.
Exactly right. Did anybody? Well, I'm sure some of us here remembers what a U.S. dollar actually looks like.
Silver certificate.
I got a couple of them.
Oh, I'm not dating anybody. Come on,
No, I do, I say to us.
No, I'm totally against the Federal Reserve. Okay.
You're against all sorts of bailouts in any form, correct? For like the auto companies,
Yes, if indeed, again, if a state wants to try to keep a company, they have the right to do that as long as the citizens want to, but not the federal. This is America. You can't make it, you fail. Okay? You fail and you learn and you build again. Okay? You can't be just put on life support and go limping along and taking everybody's money. It's just not the way things work.
How does it work for us? Almost a multi-international company. Well, GM wasn't, but there's GM is all over different states spread across our country. Something like that. Would it be best if to let them go bankrupt and fight their way out of it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because, how many here are familiar with the story of Davy Crockett in The Money? In The Money. If you're familiar with the story, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? I mean, back when Crockett was in Congress, I'll just talk about it real quick, there was a fire, and this woman lost everything, right? Well, the Congress at that time said, well, we need to help that woman out. We need to give her money, okay? And so they did. They passed a bill, and this woman was given federal, tax dollars. Well, Crockett goes on and starts campaigning, running again for his re-election, and he came upon a guy, and the guy said, you know, hell no, I'm not going to vote for you. And Crockett was like stunned. Well, why not? He goes, because you're giving away my money. Okay? And that's what's happening here. They're giving away our money. I mean, if I want GM to succeed, I'll go buy a car. Okay? I mean, you know, if they built the best cars, then we would keep them alive by buying them.
But a lot of this comes back to what our congressional people mandated that they put in their cars, all these safety things, gas mileage and stuff that put on.
I think that I said earlier, common sense efforts on environmental regulations. Okay? Common sense. We don't have that in our industries anymore. Governments come in by the environmentalists and by the you know, the big industries and put so many heavy regulations on our industries that they can't afford to make a profit anymore. No wonder they're going to Mexico and China and everything else. As I said, we have to have common sense here. We have to let capitalism work, but at the same time control it enough so it doesn't devastate our environment. Okay, and that's a delicate balance. But what we're doing right now is going way over on the side of the environmentalists and you know, protecting, and that's going to, you know, we have a way of life here. Let's face it. You know, nobody wants to go back to campfires and rocks and.
But, you know, we're trying to always, yes, we want to keep our air clean. My daughter was over in China for some time with a company she worked for. She said they were told on the way before they left here not to comment on the pollution that's over there.
Yeah, well, you know, China is not a republic, right? Well,
But
no, it's not.
But like I said, that pollution does not stop at the international date line.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And unfortunately, you know, other countries don't follow that, and you know, so what do? Everybody's blaming Americans, you know, with our cap and trade, right? You know,
We have the cleanest air in the country.
pretty much.
Do you believe in and support a global government?
Where are you getting these questions from? No, I do not.
Believe it or not, we have skepticism. Some people may, so we have to ask.
No, I think I said I want the UN off. No, I do not. I don't think that one world order is what we're about. I mean, it just no. I'm sorry. It just.
What role, if any, does the federal government have in health care?
The only role that the federal government has in health care is to provide it with our veterans and our military people. That's the only ones that we should be looking after. Okay.